What's up, guys? Thank you for joining PLM After Hours, and today is our third episode, man. Today I'm going to introduce you guys to two of the staffs you haven't met. All the way to my front is my boy Jaden Ward.
What's up, guys? I'm usually the videographer behind the scenes, but today they're sticking me on mic, so let's see how I do. All right, and on to my right is going to be my man Pedro.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Pedro. I'm a salesman here. I'd like to introduce a special guest. We have Dan, the owner of Style&Co Boutique.
Hi guys, thank you for having me today.
Thank you for joining us, man. It's an honor. Thank you for coming here. So, I mean, I think a lot of people are very excited to hear your story, and also, you know, a lot of things that are going on. I know it was like I made a post on my Instagram saying, "Hey, ask me questions about, you know,"
and we all want to know. I'm
literally
sure.
over 50 hours, and we're gonna get to that. And I know a lot of people have their story of their own, and I think it'd be great if you put the actual real story out there. So it's gonna be fun. Can't wait to do that. Also, I do want to thank you for the 1942 bottle that you brought us. We'll get into that too.
That's my favorite part.
We'll get into that. So we'll get in
it's
it
my
right
favorite
now.
for sure.
So tell us a little bit about you. Your name. I know Pedro earlier mentioned Style&Co. It's a boutique, right? So tell us a little bit about you, and then we'll get it on.
Yeah, so my name is Daniela, mostly known by Style by Dan. I am the owner of Style&Co Boutique. I created Style&Co back in 2019. We started, I basically wanted to bring something to the valley that we didn't have. I wanted to make sure like we had, if I wanted something from Instagram styles or so, I wanted to go and see it. I want to know, I want to try it on, I want to feel it. And we didn't have anything like that. So I came up with the idea, hey, you know, why not bring something that it's already not here?
And it's really worked out for you. I know it's really worked out for you.
It really has. I love it. We've gotten a lot of support from the valley for sure.
No, congratulations.
And just to be clear for our viewers and whatnot, it is fully female clothing, correct? No male clothing?
Correct, yeah. It's all women clothing.
Nice.
Yeah, that's nice. So when you go out to like clubs, parties, all you see is like she's wearing
Yeah,
she's wearing that.
crazy. You know, that's actually a crazy thing that even if it's not purchased from me, like I'll already know, like, oh, this is so and so. Like I already know everything. So, but when I'm out, even the girls that my employees, they'll text me and be like, oh my God, I'm at a party and everyone's wearing Style&Co. Or I'm at a party and that dress that sold out this week, everybody's wearing it. So
then you know to order more. And
yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
That's
or even girls from out of state, they'll always like tag us and everything, and we'll be like, oh, what dress is that? So we'll know that that's the trending piece for sure.
Okay, that's good. So that's I think that's the best part. I know earlier we were talking, and you run your own social media, so you pretty much micromanage your business, which is good because you know what's gonna hit, what's not gonna hit.
Yeah.
You know, like you said earlier, you know what's selling, what's and all that stuff. So that's really good. But I know it is a tough job too. You know, to
it
run
really
your own
is. Yeah, especially because I'm very hands-on. Like I like to make sure everything is done my way. And yeah, that's like the hardest part of it all. But I mean, it works for me. That's what it is. And yeah.
Do you feel like the designs are always constantly changing, or is a lot of the stuff that you've created, you know, back in the day just stayed the same and like those are your top sellers, or are you always moving the inventory?
Yeah, inventory always changes, styles changes. It's called fast fashion, so you're just literally staying on top of the trends. Like it changes.
Well, fashion changes. Like
Exactly. Yeah, you
really
just gotta
big.
be on it. Yeah. And the good thing about Style&Co is that we've moved a lot of with different vendors and different designers. So by the time that something's coming out, we already know what's coming. So we're always like on it. Like we're never late on the trends. We're always usually some of the first ones in the valleys to bring the new styles. So we're always on it.
Sounds like a lot of work though to actually. I mean, being the first one to bring in stuff like that, you have to do the extra work.
Yeah, you have to be on it. You have to be on it at all times. You can't just like wait on it and hope it. No, you have to like before it comes out, you're literally like, okay, is this gonna be a good piece for my customers? Yeah. Like a lot of pieces I won't even touch because I already know that that's not what my customers like.
Yeah, okay. Social media is huge when it comes to what we do here. I'm sure it's crazy when it comes to clothing. Do you guys do a lot of promotion towards that, TikTok and all that? Or?
Yeah, we're literally on every platform. We're on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. We actually don't really touch Twitter, but like Reels are huge right now. Reels like at least twice a week. That's literally what I post.
Have you guys had any Reels that are just blew up and then you just had tons of orders to fulfill because
we've had TikToks that blow up, yeah. And it's crazy because on TikTok I actually have like on my bio, I'm like, use so-and-so discount code, and then when I post something and it sells out, we'll see the discount code. So we're able to track, we're able to track where the sales come from.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's amazing. It's a lot of work though. Honestly, it does sound like a lot of work.
Yeah.
It is, but.
Is it hard dealing with the sizes and the
knowing okay, I'm gonna get this size and
some small, some medium and large and.
Or you already have like your clientele, what you sell the most.
Yeah, I already have my clientele, so I know exactly what to order. I already know what sizes move more and what sizes move less.
So you started in 2019, you said, right?
Yeah.
That was, I mean, pretty much when COVID started, right?
COVID started 2020.
2020.
So we started December 2019. And that's when we were like going crazy with the promotion and everything. And then January came in, so so we started right before the holidays.
Oh, okay.
So right before the holidays, we were going strong, and then it kind of died off at the beginning of the year, and that's when it was like crazy, because that was a new business, and
Right.
I was like, okay, like what's next? And I was doing so much promotion. I was doing takeovers at the clubs. I was literally
okay.
like promoting my business crazy at the clubs and everything. And then I want to say March. It was when COVID hit.
No, yeah, it was March.
Yeah, it was March.
Yeah, so that was crazy because my vendors were closed. There was no clothes coming anywhere.
And then a lot of clubs were closing and stuff like
Yeah,
that. So a lot of
especially
people
because
wouldn't
that
go
was my main forte, like that's what I was specializing in.
Right.
So it was just like, okay, like what am I gonna do? It was so crazy, but I remember we had so much inventory at that point. So it's okay, like what am I gonna do? So people were still kind of like watching. I felt like so many people were bored on their phones at that time.
Right. Everybody's at home. just
Everybody's at home
scrolling.
chilling, yeah. So I remember I was just like, okay, like we just started, like we can't fail, like what's gonna happen? And I literally just grabbed my stuff, went downtown, started shooting everything.
You have to figure it out. You have
Yeah, I
to
just had to
adjust
figure it
it.
out. So I was just shooting, and then I remember I got home, I posted it online, and then we sold out. And I was like, oh, wait, people are actually buying right now. Like,
They're
what's
still
going on? And then, well, obviously we adjusted the
It's
styles.
crazy how such a, back then maybe you thought it wasn't that big of a decision, but if you wouldn't have done that, maybe you wouldn't be where you are today.
Exactly. We would have failed for sure.
Right. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's crazy how something like, all right, that decision right there is what
Yeah, we for sure had to double down at that point. And I'm telling you, we just had to readjust the styles that we were bringing.
Oh, okay.
And I feel like people were so bored at home that they found kind of like a peace at shopping. Like they would enjoy like getting out. Because remember, all the
And
stores
then
were
a lot
closed.
of people were getting free money with the stimulus
That's
and all
true.
that stuff.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were like, all right, boom,
The
I'll
stimmy
cash
sales,
it,
yeah.
cash it. So I know a lot of people were doing that. I mean, us in the dealer industry, we saw a lot of people have $1,200 down payment. So I know what it is.
Exactly
That's
1,200.
I got $1,200. What can I
every
get?
week
Yeah.
or every month. I don't know. I remember how it was.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of people were getting like every 2 months or something like that.
Yeah, and then the unemployment too was really high. I think people were making
'Cause that's a tough-
$800 a week.
Clothing, I feel like it's a lot of people do it. So it's a very competitive market.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It wasn't as competitive back when I started. Like I feel like there wasn't that many stores. But that's why I decided to open the store because there wasn't that many stores.
Yeah, you said
That's
earlier
true,
that
yeah.
okay, what can I bring to the
Exactly.
valley and this? Okay.
And did you open your store before COVID happened or after?
Yeah, 2019.
Before 2019,
Before.
so a few months before COVID happened.
How was that? Like, did you have to shut down? Was it for that time period? Did you have to close or was?
I actually didn't shut down. I think I shut down for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But I was so new that I couldn't shut down. Like I couldn't
Yeah,
afford to do so. So what I started doing is I started offering order online, pickup in store,
Gotcha.
Oh,
and then
okay,
like
okay.
curbside pickup. So
Yeah.
they
I
will
know-
text me or call me, and then we will go ahead and.
I know earlier I
outside.
asked you. I know recently you had 2 or 3 stores, and we'll get to that right now a little later. But I know earlier I asked you, did you start right off like, okay, I'm thinking of opening, selling a boutique. I'm thinking of going to buy, items here and there. And did you go get your spot, or did you start like online only, like selling from your home, maybe just shipping out items that people bought, or how did you start?
So I started a month before I opened my store online, but I only did that so people could know what I was gonna have in store.
Oh, okay.
So the main
That's smart.
priority, I always knew that I was gonna have a store. Like that was what I was focusing on. But the online was only so they could see what was coming to the valley.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's really smart. See, so
Thank you.
Give
she's
people-
good at marketing.
Yeah,
She's-
give people a little taste of what's gonna come soon and what people have never seen. That's why
Yeah.
people are so excited about it, and that's really
And
cool.
I feel
yeah.
like the Valley, like Phoenix, has a lot of supporters, which I'm sure you see, but then it also has a lot of bad
Yeah.
people who don't want to see you succeed. And I know I want to get to that personally. I know me especially, like I run my own social media as well, and I always like talk back to people here and there, which I gotta stop. I know.
I know
No,
you guys have seen
don't
that in
do
the comments.
that.
I
I
know you
think
guys
it's
have seen
fun
that
though.
in the
I
comments.
think it's really fun. I think it's
Yeah.
some
Fun.
people-
It's pretty cool.
it's because to me it's like fun because to me it's like, especially when it's like fake profiles and this and that, I don't take them serious.
You know what? I block.
You block?
I block. I'm a blocker.
I started blocking actually.
Yeah, you know,
the
I don't
fake
have
ones.
time for you. Like, if you want to hide behind a screen and judge or comment and
Then
any
you're
negativity,
nobody.
bye. I don't have time for you. I'm too busy running my business. You're already you're a fan. You know what? You're
Yeah,
a
that's
fan.
right.
If you want to
Yeah.
sit there and take your time, waste your time on me, you're a fan. You're getting blocked. Go make another fake account and come back.
And they will. They do.
They do. They do. Yeah,
Oh, we
definitely.
do.
Hey, I'm
If you
back.
were to see my, it's me again. No, honestly, if you were to see my block list on my personal
It's bigger
account,
than your following.
it's really my following. Yes,
That's
it's
funny.
Like that
funny.
sometimes for
I
real.
started blocking actually this year. This year is the first time that I actually kind of started just blocking out, and yeah. But
Your life is gonna go much smoother for sure.
yeah, no,
Just
yeah.
ignore
I
it.
feel like for me is a lot of people I always like talk back funny in a way because I don't take it serious, so I don't get all butthurt. You know what I mean? And then a lot of people would laugh at my replies and stuff. So a lot of people
Funny,
kind of
pretty
learn.
funny,
A lot of people I feel like kind of learn like, okay, I'm not gonna say that because this guy's gonna clap back and everyone's gonna laugh. So I think a lot of people hold back a little, but
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, a lot of we would call them trolls. You know, like they like they're like, oh, he's gonna snap or whatever. But I personally don't like to snap. I just stay away. It's like whatever. I don't have time for you. I'm too busy.
Sometimes
so.
I'm very bored and I do kind of want to have fun. You know,
Bored? I don't think so.
No,
Not when you're an entrepreneur. I don't know.
No, I'm busy, but sometimes you need that little laugh or. Usually what I'll do, and maybe this is bad, but when somebody's talking shit to me online or whatever, honestly, first thing I'll do is I'll click on their profile, and I'll look. It took me 10 seconds to look at it. I'm not worried.
You know exactly where it's coming from.
I'm good. Yeah. Like, I'm
After
good.
people see this video, there's gonna be like a million more fake accounts that are gonna be talking
But for
about
me,
it.
if it's somebody that I know personally or somebody that I shook their hand before, then I take it a little bit more personal. Then you know what I mean? It's something that I have to deal with.
So you mean like people you've actually met come to you and be rude
Oh
or
no,
stuff?
nobody has ever talked to me
okay,
face to
okay.
face about anything. Nobody.
But like over
ever.
the phone, like I think.
Yeah, no, like on social media and stuff.
Yeah.
But no, over the phone, like face to face, I've never had nobody say anything to me.
Honestly, I haven't had that yet. I have not. No. I mean, I've had like upset customers that will, comment
It's
or
customer
anything.
service, yeah.
Yeah,
Of course.
but I message them like, hey, what's going on? Let me fix it for you. That I will respond
Right.
to. But if someone's just saying like, oh, you're ugly, I'm like, bye.
Okay, who cares?
Bye. You're still looking at me.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
so
Thank
it's
you for
pretty-
giving me the like or the view. Thanks.
Yeah.
Replay it again. Let me make sure my reel gets out there.
Yeah.
So not only do you respond and take control of your whole social media, but I also noticed by looking at it that majority of your pictures with your products are all you, which is different than most clothing companies.
Right, that's
most
true.
clothing
Yeah.
companies will get models and
she's
things
the,
like
she's
that.
the owner, the marketing, the
The
model,
model.
everything.
You,
She
you
she
take
does
the
it all.
photos yourself as well
She's
too.
in
Yeah,
charge.
I literally do it all. I'm a one-man show. I don't know. I'm telling you, like I'm very like micromanaging. Like I want to make sure everything's done my way. So that's where it comes from. But yeah, I'm my own model, and that's the biggest thing that I get. Like, how are you your own model? And I'm like, it worked for me. That's how I started. That's what Style&Co is.
You gotta
It
keep
just
it
works
going,
for me.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
good
so-
too though, because as people are scrolling through like their feed and they see, they don't even have to read like Style&Co. They'll see
No.
it, they know who it
Yeah.
is.
They already know,
So
yeah.
it's the same thing that I'm trying to do like with the logo, with PLM and stuff. Is
Like,
as
you'll
soon as
stand
they're
out.
just scrolling, they'll know what it is. They don't have to read who posted it or anything. They're just okay. That's
They already
PLM and
know,
that's
yeah.
it. So
Yeah, they just
that's really
recognize the
good that
brand.
you're doing though. That's it's kind of like it's a smart thing to do. Right?
Yeah, so she does it all. There's gonna be an angry customer that goes in. She's like, I want to talk to the manager. She's like, okay. She turns around. She's like, how can I help you?
Hi, it's me.
Yeah.
No, you're the one who does the product. The product.
No,
photos.
not the model, the owner.
But you know what's
Okay,
crazy?
she
That
did a
I
little
get that
turn.
a lot. I actually get that a lot. Like people will walk in and they're like, "Oh my God, you're the girl from the picture," and then or like they're looking for something. They're like, "Oh wait, it's you," and I'm like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Wait, you're the owner and the model," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's me."
And she's like, yeah, she's always shopping here.
Why do I see her here? Like, what is going
Always
on?
shopping. No wonder she has all these pictures. That's funny. And I do want to get more into like a lot of people. I made a post saying like, okay, ask me questions, about you. That we're gonna have you as a special guest. And there was one question that was asked.
That makes me nervous.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What was
I already know what it is.
Over
What
50,
is
60
it?
I already
questions.
Do you know
what
what?
it
Did you see it?
I didn't see it, but
But you already know.
Want me to guess?
You've heard it through
People
the
want to
grapevine.
know. People want to know, and we're
Yes.
here to give people what they want. People want to know what happened with the second location. That's what people want to know.
That's funny. I feel like everybody has like their own story behind it, and it's like it's not even what they
So
expect.
just to give to viewers that don't know you or previous haven't heard of you or whatever, you have a store right now at 107th and Indian. I know that, and then you
Correct.
had another one at Tanger or Tanger, whatever.
Westgate.
At
Yeah,
Westgate
Tanger
Outlets. Okay, so you had that one, and I know you recently made a post saying that one of them was closing down, right?
Yeah, actually a week ago.
And that's the Tanger one.
Yes.
Not the.
So the
Indian store.
107th is my main location. That's where we started.
where you started,
That's the main
okay.
location.
Okay.
But yeah, I closed my Tanger Outlets location. We closed last week.
And I'm sure a lot of people already, you know your story, you know your reasons actually,
Yeah.
not your story. But I can guarantee you, man.
There's so many speculations.
Oh my God.
Oh no, people already know. People already know.
People think
They
they
swear.
know.
They swear they
heard it-
know.
they heard it from
You
their
know what's
neighbor's
funny?
cousin.
That I actually was talking to my friend today, and I was like, people swear they know, but all they really know is that I like black and champagne. Like that's all you guys know. Like they know nothing about me, but they swear they know my life. They swear they know me, but no.
Yeah, no, that's great. So tell us, how was that? What made that decision to say, okay,
was the main
I'm going to
motive?
close down this store? Because first of all, let me ask you, which one was producing more? Was it at Tanger online or the actual
Online.
Online is always
Online,
the best.
yeah. Online is my main,
everybody's
yeah.
online.
Yeah.
And you know, that's another thing that I feel like people forget, that I'm also online.
Right.
But I'm not locally online. Like, my online is literally like California is my main
Yeah,
source.
you
Like
sell a lot.
90% of my customers online are in California, and then Texas. I think there was like Vegas or Nevada. I mean, Vegas or Utah. But yeah, online is my main one, and people forget that. But I'm like, I post so much for a
Everywhere,
reason.
right.
Like, you guys could go here and you know what it is. You know what's in there. You know what you're gonna find. But online, it's a whole different monster.
That's
but
true.
yeah, it's definitely online. And then it was Tinker Outlets, and then it was 107th.
Okay, and then this is probably a little bit out of the subject, but I don't want to lose this train of thought. For online sales, and we'll go back to the closing the store and the stuff. But for online sales, do you get a lot of like refunds? Like, hey, this didn't fit me. You know what I mean? Because I know a lot of sizes come in different like.
I actually
fits.
don't.
You don't?
I don't, because my customers are mostly like already returning customers.
So they already know what size.
They
to
already
get.
know.
Okay, that's,
And
that's
then-
what I was trying to get to.
Yes, and then another thing is I'm very specific on my descriptions.
Okay.
So a lot of people already go based off what they've already purchased in the description. Like, I'll let them know, like, hey, this is stretchy, like size down, or this one's super small, so size up. So they already know. So
That's
I
good.
don't.
See,
My
that's
my
cool.
return is not that big. It's actually super low.
That's
like
great because
super
I
low.
think I think that would be like a big headache, you know, trying to figure
Yeah.
out okay this and that and all that stuff.
Well, a lot of times they'll email us or they'll DM us like, hey, you know, I'm this size. Because I'm telling you, I've done this for so long that I'll literally just ask them, what's your jean size? And then by them telling me my jean size, their jean size, I already know like what their body is like. So I'm like, okay, get this size. And he never fails. It's so crazy.
Right.
They'll message me a week later like, oh my God, I wore the dress and it felt just fine. So yeah, I'm pretty.
That's great, and it's good that she puts good descriptions, because honestly, when I shop online, sometimes it won't say slim or it won't say.
I ordered a little toy Lamborghini. It was $49 because we're preparing for a video, and I ordered a bunch of little cars and stuff. A lot of them were pretty much
Oh,
this
I know.
size, $7 each, like die cast, like
Yeah.
those fake toys. And I was like, oh, I need a blue Lamborghini because of the video we're doing. I look at it, it was $49. I was like, damn, it's a lot more. It must be a lot nicer.
It has to be like
and
a
all
big
the
one,
other
like, it has to be
all,
this
all the
big at least.
$7 ones were like this, right?
Yeah, it has to be
Here
at
comes,
least.
I get the email, oh, your package is delivered. I was like, all right. And I get there's a little box like this. Like, what's this?
Tiny.
I open it, it's literally this big. I was like, $49. What
He's
the
like,
fuck?
you'll be able to zoom that in,
I
right?
should. But then this is where Pedro's a better man than me because I didn't read the description. You know what
No,
I mean?
you have to read the description.
Going back
Always.
to the tea, I want to
the
know
tea.
what do you think?
Wow, the
How about-
tea.
let's make
It's
this
not
fun.
that serious.
Rafa just
No,
read
I know.
that word too.
I know.
He just
I know
read
it's not that
word.
serious, but people make
No,
it.
it is
seem
that serious. It is serious.
It's a big
This
matter.
is your
Yeah.
chance to tell them.
But
what
first,
it
I want to
is.
know one thing. What? Give me three things people. Give me three things that you think people think the reason was.
I'll give you 5. No, I'm just
Okay.
kidding.
Overachieving, no.
What do you think? First,
First one, she failed.
right?
Second one,
That's the first one.
she couldn't do it. And third one is she must not be selling. Like,
You can't afford.
Can't afford it, she
the
can't do it.
overhead or whatever.
yeah.
'Cause-
But it's not even that.
Okay, so now tell us what it is.
So what it really is okay, so you know the Glendale area is booming. You know, there
Right, it's
is a
growing
new
a lot.
resort coming. The Super Bowl's gonna be there next year.
It's growing a lot.
It's growing. It's
Yeah.
it's a booming area. Like that's
Yeah.
what it is. If you hear about Arizona right now, you know it's Glendale. So basically, what's going on is I'm not sure if you know, but we used to have a different suite before. So we
I
just
know you had
moved.
a bigger, like
Yeah.
a really nice corner, like a really nice.
Yeah, we were right next to Nike and Levi's. So it was a great location. It was amazing. We were there for a year. And at the year, I get a notice that someone bought me out, and I was like, "Wait, how is that possible?" Like,
So there it's not like you don't have like a 1 year, 3 year, 2 year lease. It's more like a month to month.
so when you're a small business, you're only a month to month. They don't give you the option.
If you're Nike, then you can get 5 years.
Exactly.
Right.
If you're Nike, you stay there forever.
I had, yeah.
You know
that's
what?
right.
Nike, it's been there since they opened.
Right.
They're not going
Yeah.
anywhere.
Right.
No, so I spoke to the managers. I was like, hey, like, what's going on? You know, I've been here for a year. You know, my sales are good. Like, I've never been late. I'm a good tenant. Like, what's going on? I was confused. I wasn't aware what was going on. So they pretty much explained to me what was going on, and they're like, well, you know what? You can stay, but you can pay $22,000 a month. And I
Oh,
was
wow.
like, oh.
Is that almost to where like double what you used to do, or they wanted to charge you like?
So-
22,000 seems like a lot.
Not
That's
only is it
22
$22,000,
GTRs for me.
you. I mean, $22,000 is someone's annual income.
No, it's a lot of
but
money.
it's not only $22,000. You still have to pay 10% of your sales. So
Oh.
yeah, it's super expensive. It's not
Damn,
just.
so it's like they own 10% of your
That's
company.
crazy.
Yeah, so regardless
crazy. I
of what
didn't
you
know
pay,
that.
even a month to month, you still have to pay 10% of your sales. Let's say you made $100K that month, you still have to give it back $10,000.
Did Nike have to do that too, or is it just the small companies?
I'm not sure actually.
I'm
I'm
pretty sure-
I'm pretty
that's
sure
wild.
it's all around. To
Yeah.
be
I'm pretty
honest.
sure, like when you're such a big company like Nike,
You
you
just
have
have a
more
standard.
leverage. You say,
Yeah.
no, this is what
Yeah.
I'm doing.
True.
Take like you either want to work with me or not. But
'Cause
then it's
people
always
go there.
us, the little people, that have to kind of like.
We always get screwed.
We
always
have
get
to,
short and stick.
that's what we have to do. We have to adjust to what they want.
Exactly.
So it kind of sucks. It sucks.
We're not Nike yet, but we will be.
Yeah, of
One
course.
day, we will be.
Yeah.
Is your other location taking like
Shame on you,
10% too,
Tanger.
or are they more just?
No, the
pay
other
monthly?
location is just a solid
Yeah.
monthly rent. That's what. Yeah.
Damn, so they make money. With
Oh,
that,
for
huh?
sure. But that's not where it ends. I didn't even finish. I'm like, hold on.
Oh, okay.
That's
But
not where it
wait,
ends.
there's
Honestly,
more.
like $22,000 a month is a lot of money.
It's definite.
You know what
I mean,
Like,
imagine how much you have to sell to make that money.
right?
That's just the
Because
rent.
What's your average dress cost?
44, 45.
Okay, say $50. $50 to $22,000. That's a lot of dresses.
That's
man.
not including overhead. That's not including your
Your-
electricity, your employees.
Your payroll.
Yeah,
right?
everything. You
Yeah.
know, so it's
The first month I'll be out. I'll be like, nah.
we're 3 years in.
I only have 8.
Yeah.
What can 8
Is
get
that-
me?
You know what? I have 12, and that's it. Take it or leave it. You want to kick me out? That's fine.
That's crazy.
No,
Okay, so
so-
they came
For
to
eight,
you and they
I'm
said,
at a vending
"Hey,
machine.
your rent now is for next month is going to be $22,000."
No. They didn't give me the option. They said, "Hey, this is what's going on. We're terminating your lease, but if you want to stay, this is what it would
And that was
be."
because a bigger store is trying to buy out your.
Yes, they actually already moved in, and it's so crazy because I walked in there like a month ago because they delivered my packages there, and they called me. They're like, "Hey, we're at your old suite. Your stuff is here," and I was like,
What store is it? Everybody's asking, what store is it?
It's like a surfing store. It's so crazy, guys, because I literally walked in there and I saw my store and I made that store because when I got that store, it was just a square.
Yeah, I
so
think
when I walked in there and I saw my fitter, they kept my fitter rooms, first of all. They kept everything. Yeah, and I was
Every
like,
low QR still?
You should have asked them, be like, is there any beach coming to Arizona now?
Like, there is no beach here. How?
but it was crazy because I remember I told the sales rep, or I don't know who he was, but he was super nice. I mean, he called me for my package. I appreciate that. He could have been like, no, that's not us, you know?
Yeah.
But I was like, hey, I actually built this. Like, I'm actually honored a big brand would keep my design. And
That
they were
they
like,
want it, right?
yeah, like they could have just knocked it down, you know? And they're like, no, it's actually really cool. And then they kept the framing and everything. Everything was the same except different clothes in there, literally.
That's
so it's like,
crazy.
okay. So anyway, so once that happened, they're like, but you know, we really like your store. You know, you produce a lot and it's very popular in our area. Like people always come in and tell us about you. So before I moved in, they even made an announcement that Style&Co was coming. And people were sending it to me. And it was a secret. Like I hadn't told people that I was going into the outlets. And people were like, hey, I saw you were coming to the outlets. Like they made a flyer and everything. And I was like, no, don't post it. Like people were tagging me. I was like, no, it's a secret. Like I haven't even told people. So they offered me a new suite, and I was like, okay, well, you know, I was really upset actually. I was like, you know, like that's my store. I invested a lot of money, like, you know,
I think that's one thing a lot of people don't see is when you move into whatever, you know, workspace area or a suite, you have to make it work for what you're doing, for what you're selling. Like you said, you did the
Exactly.
fitting rooms. I'm sure you did a lot of painting, moldings, whatever you had to do, and that takes money. You know
And
what I mean?
time.
Yeah,
Not
money
just-
and time, and
yeah, time
it
is
sucks that
everything.
someone just comes in and says, "Hey, we have a really high bidder, so
Yeah.
we got to give you this
We
now
gotta give you
or
a
now."
smaller
You know what
one.
I'm
Right
saying?
Yeah,
next to
so-
the vending machine, yeah.
okay.
No, yeah, that's what kind of sucks. How did you deal with that? So I know you said they offered you another suite.
Yeah, so they offered me another suite, and the crazy part is I was paying the same amount as that old suite in the new suite, which was smaller. But it was smaller at the storefront, but it had a bigger back room, stock room. So I was like, okay, well, whatever. So they worked out a good deal with me, and I was like, you know what? A smart person would be like, all right, you know, it is what it is. At least you're still here.
Take it, right.
You know, we weren't too far from the original location. I was like, okay, we'll
And
make
then
the move.
everything's like your social media. It's not like they're not gonna find you.
Exactly.
It's not like they moved you somewhere. Like even with us here, we moved to a very like hidden location, but we still. I mean, we get back. 'Cause
People will look
find
for you. People are
Right,
gonna
will
follow
find
you wherever you go. Like when you, that's one thing that I say. You know, my brand is solid. Whatever I do, people are gonna know. They're gonna look for me. At the end of the day, the city, you know, likes us. You know, like I'm sure you guys are the same. Like the city supports you. They know who you are. They're there for you. And regardless, I could be selling clothes in an alley. Those still gonna go. You
They'll
know.
still go, yeah.
So-
I mean, we were selling Lamborghinis on 27th and Indians. We know what it is.
So they're for sure gonna go. If you went to 27th and school for a lumber, you're going
Oh
anywhere.
yeah.
You're for sure going anywhere.
So you're not closing a second location, you're moving
No,
technically
no,
to
no. We
second
haven't gotten to
location.
that part. I'm explaining the
My bad, my
process. So
Stay
okay,
tuned.
so we moved, and again, it's very expensive. You know, it goes painting. The whole rehab process is expensive.
course.
It's painting. You know, I don't just move in. Like I like my stores to feel to look a certain way. It's granite countertops. It's stickers around.
to make
It's
it- yeah,
everything.
of course.
So we moved in. I was okay. Everything was smooth. You know, it was a smooth transaction. People actually supported it. It was great. Like it was a good location too. So it was fine. And 90 days in, same thing happens again.
No way.
That
Yes.
sucks.
And
Tanger, what the
and
hell?
I remember I was like,
What the hell? You're not gonna watch this, but what the hell, Tanger? What's going
Tanger,
on?
I need explanations. Yeah, we're very upset at
So
Tanger
they
right now.
came to you 90 days after.
They don't even come. They just email you, okay?
Oh, okay.
So if I'm not on top of my emails, I could get, I don't know, they'll just come in and I'll be like, wait, I'm moving? Like, what's going on? Yeah, so they emailed me the notice, hey, we want to move you again. And I was like, oh, hell no. So I went in on the lady. It was crazy because Tanger is a big brand. Like, they're not just here locally. They're
Where do
like,
you go to, like the customer service area?
No.
You know, they have like little office,
They
right? Or
do.
something like
The
that.
security guard is always laying down like this.
It's so funny because when the securities there love me, like, that we're always, like, we're friendly, and they know that people look for us, so they already know. And then when they heard, they're like, oh my God, you're leaving? Like, who's gonna say good morning to us? Like, what's happening? Where are you guys going? So anyway, so when they send the notice, you have a rep, someone you talk to, but my rep quit. So and she was the one that moved me last time. So I was like, oh, hell no, she just did that to me. So I called someone, whoever was in charge of it, and I just went in on her. I feel so bad because I was like, it wasn't her time, but I was just furious. Like, I was like, you can't do this to me again. I just let her have it. And then she was like, don't talk to me like that. And I was just like, well, you know what? You did me really dirty. And she was just like, I was like, I feel like you're attacking my business. I was like, I'm a small business. Like, this is not, first of all, if I wasn't prepared for something like this, like if I didn't have another store, my business will be over. Like, it would be a shutdown immediately. Like, I need the overhead. I need all this to move.
How many?
I'm gonna have to stop it right there for a short little commercial break, and then we'll come right back to you guys.
Getting
So
good,
sorry
guys.
about that.
Grab a snack and hit like. All right, guys. So I know I said the special guest was Dan, but we have another special guest, Mr. Julio.
Don Julio, el señor Julio.
Yeah, señor Julio.
Muchas
Shout out to Dan
gracias.
for bringing us his gift.
Thank you,
You're welcome,
Dan,
you're
for bringing
welcome.
it. Right now we'll get to drink it.
It's definitely my favorite. You guys are gonna like it.
If I don't have a drink of this, I'm gonna get a little pimple on my tongue like Danny.
El Dani dice, se me antojó.
Yeah.
Del antojo.
Me sale un granito si no me das. So I was kind of say
Del
that.
antojo, del
So as
antojo.
you were saying, I know you moved to the other location, and 90 days later they came back to you and they told you, hey, like somebody else is offering this place or something like that. You said earlier.
Yeah, so pretty much basically what happened, the same thing again. Someone else, bought us out, and so they offered me another location, and I was like, oh my God, here we go
You
again.
went to go see it.
So I went to go see it, I inspected it, and then I realized, by this point I'm an expert at rehab. Like, I know what's gonna cost me, how everything works, how much it is. So I was like, okay, well, it's gonna be expensive, I already know what the turnaround would be. So I was like, okay, well, we could work something out. This is what I expect. If you want me so bad there, this is what I want from you.
Right.
So I was like, guarantee me the next 90 days, which would be the holidays, and I'll take it. I'll do the rehab. I'll take it. It has to make sense in paper. It has to
course.
the money has to make sense for me to even go and move and do the whole situation all over. Tell everybody, hey, we're moving again.
Yeah, hassle.
Yeah, so I told them, okay, this is what it's gonna be. Because at the last unit I was in, we moved in May, and the AC unit went out. So I had to repair
that.
that.
Get expensive, yeah.
Yeah, it was super expensive, and I was like,
Let's
okay.
go take the AC.
Yeah, I literally told my, and then I had electrical issues too, and someone had to come out and fix it, and I was like, I'm gonna go call them back to undo all that because I paid for that.
Go create a short.
Yes, it was out of pocket, because I literally moved in the first week my AC went out, and I called them. I was like, hey, this just happened. They're like, well, it was working when we gave it to you, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
well, there we
A lot of
go.
people don't see the expenses that go behind being, a business. The little stuff like the bills, the electricity, the.
It's a lot, and I
the
feel like
recon.
people just think opening. Yeah. I would say any business, like, okay, let me just make the sales. It's not just about the sales, Like me, it's not just about posting the picture, the nice picture, the nice dress. It's not about that. You have employees. It's really hard to get
It's
employees.
like that. I feel like when you're barely starting and you're at your house, you're kind of doing your own thing by yourself. Nobody, you don't have nobody to actually look out for, like employees, payroll, bills to pay. You're kind of very low overhead, so you can do that. But once you actually step out of that comfort zone and you open your store, you do this and all that.
Yeah, it's big people money, You're not just playing with, if I don't sell today, it's fine. No, you have to sell.
You have to.
People have to get paid this Friday,
Yep.
If I don't sell, nobody's getting paid.
if I don't sell cars, Pedro at the end of the week is still like this.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Like, how am I gonna go to Westgate?
Yeah, like
how am I gonna go to Lola?
I'm gonna
this
pay for the
weekend?
shots.
Yeah.
No, and not only that,
Like this.
I have employees that have kids. Like, it's families. It's not just me. Like, there's a whole situation going on.
That's one thing I always say is like their bills and now my bills as well.
Yes.
Their problems. It's hard.
Yeah. And not only that, you got to keep new inventory coming.
Oh, the good thing you say that.
bill.
Oh no, I'm okay with this water bill.
I just got to pay my rent today, thanks to Rob.
He's like, thanks for giving my paycheck.
So
I need my $12.99 for Hulu.
No, it does get to that. Another thing, what's in store? Like, what's next for Style&Co? I know I mean, just talking to you, I know you're not a person that's gonna say, okay, I'm gonna size down to this and just keep it at one store. I mean, you seem like a very ambitious person, and like you know what you want. You have a vision of what you want.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a lot in plan for me. You know, it's not stopping here. Like I said, Style&Co isn't going anywhere. There's definitely a lot more plans.
So a very important message is like, oh, I didn't size down. You know, this is happening, but there's very big things coming.
Yeah, so many things. I feel like my life in general is a roller coaster, you know, but we always come back stronger, you know. Like I already know what my next 10 steps are. You know, it's not finishing
and
here.
You've done it. I mean, you opened your first store, then you went to your second store. So it's not like
and
something
then the third.
right. So it's not like something that
it's new to
you pretty
me.
much already have the down blueprint to
exactly.
it. You know what I mean? Now you got to just figure out, where am I going to do it? Where is it smart to do it? Like you decided, okay, it's not smart to stay here if they're not giving me the 90 days. I have to recon this place.
Yeah, because imagine if I would have stayed, November 1st comes and they do it to me again.
And that's
I'm in the middle of the holidays.
With big corporations like that, it's crazy because they just, you know.
They don't care.
Someone comes,
gone. They don't care. But no, we're definitely, you know, there's a lot in store for Style&Co. So
that's great.
We're just going to keep the tension going. Just stay tuned, guys.
Okay, Dan, so I have a question. So you're talking about having to do all the things to keep a store running, right? Have you noticed ever since you started your boutique, has anybody tried doing the same thing? Have you noticed anything like that?
We see it a lot.
Because in the car industry, it happens a lot, you know, like...
back then, everybody was auto sales. Now everybody's motorsports, something like that. So
I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to say that.
Yeah, so
but it wasn't me.
How do you see that? Do you see? I feel like his people, again, they see something's working out, and it's good because one way we motivate people to do that, you know, to open their own thing, which is good because you know
you inspire them,
right? Yeah. But then otra cosa también is like, yes, we're doing the same thing, but kind of do your own style of it. You know what I mean? So how do you see that?
Honestly, I see it all. I see it all. If I don't see it, someone's going to bring it to me, you know? But I just look and, you know, I keep going. I'm not focused on them. I'm focused on myself. So at the end of the day, they say if they're behind it for a reason, you know, they can't make their next move if you don't make your next move.
Right. So
but I mean, you know, el sol sale para todos, you know, like we all have our own different vibe. We all have our own different style. I don't mind it. I see it, but...
Me, myself, I'm a very competitive person. I'll be honest, and I tell my wife and the guys all the time, sometimes when I'm doing too good or everything's going great, sometimes I wish I had somebody open up another dealership and kind of call me out on a competition. I love it. That's how I am. I'm like, all right, let's see. You know what I mean? It keeps me, and it's not that.
But why do you think Style&Co has been thriving?
It's not that I don't like the person, you know. And I made a post a while back where I said I love seeing my competition do good. Because that only means
that you gotta do better. Yep.
No, it means I'm doing better. Because if they're doing good, I know I'm the type of guy where I'm not quitting. And if they're working their ass off, I know I'm working my ass off. So sometimes comfort, and we talked about it on the old podcast. Comfort is bad.
Competition erases comfort. It erases it.
It does. Yeah, I love staying on my toes. That's what I'm saying. Like,
so you like competition?
Oh,
You're
for sure.
Very competitive.
Bring it on. Bring it on. But you know, it's funny that I see, you know, people like upcoming and stuff, and I'm like, all right, cool.
But there's
like,
a fine line between competition and hating and all that stuff that a lot of people tend to cross. You know what I mean? I know for a lot of time, even with us,
really.
We see it a lot where we're competing and you know it's good, but you know you have your prices, whatever. But sometimes it's like dude,
to the T. You know what? It's crazy. Yes, it's crazy because you know, to me, I'm my own marketer. Like I explained to you, you know, I do all the marketing and my captions.
So you see it all. You see it all.
I see everything. I may not say anything, but I'm on it. Like I know exactly what's going on. Right. But my captions are like very to specific point. Like you read a caption, you know where it's coming from. You know. So I've seen people literally use my captions or like my emojis. Like my emojis are very specific, and I'm like. That's me.
It's funny you say that because I have a friend that Luis. He used to work at a flooring company that we used to have, and he opened his own dealership now. And I'll say it because he knows he's cool with me. Damn, I just said motors. He opened his dealership. It's called Next Level Motorsports.
I'm coming for you.
But he's cool with me. Like I you know, with me, I'm a very like confronting person, like very straight up person. So I went up to him, I'm like, yo, because he was copying my caption. I was like, dude, it's cool. I was like, do your thing, and you know, it's cool. But I was like, yo, but like kind of joking, but a little bit of serious.
Yeah,
I was like, dude, I was like, stop copying my captions, bro. They're just like mine. And he's
Behind
like, no, they're not. And then I'm like, bro, look. He's all like, oh shit, yeah, they are. Like,
you knew they were. Why are you playing?
And then the next day we were talking, he's like, no, bro, I'm the one that posts everything on social media. I'm like, so it's you. Like, I mean, he's a cool guy, man. And he knows, like I told him, you know, whatever you need or any advice, I wish you the best. Like, you know, como tú dijiste, el sol sale para todos.
Exactly.
Pero si hay una linita.
That means the sun comes out for everybody, Jaden.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was imagining in my head. He's like, the soul. He's like, the sun?
He's like, the sun? Oh, that sounds familiar.
He's like, I got the sun. They're talking about my shirt.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I mean, again, there's room for everyone. It's just don't cross that line, you know? At the end of the day, it's also like due to respect. That's how I would feel. Like
I feel like when there's tension though, it's so easy to cross it.
So easy.
I mean? Like,
any little comment that you do or any caption, it'll look like you're throwing shade or anything, but it's not. You know.
Right.
Honestly, I don't care. I honestly don't care. Like
when there's tension though, it's kind of hard, and then sometimes it's hard to come back from that. Like when Rod left to another dealership and stuff. Like we were cool at first, and then we kind of started that dumb tension between me and him, and then it got a little bit out of hand where it got to a point where I'm like, man, I'm not this type of guy. I'm way too, like you said, I'm way too fucking busy. I have a business to run. I don't need this shit. So I was like, yo, we need to stop this shit. I reached out to him, and I mean, now thankfully he's back with us working. So
honestly, I haven't had that situation happen. Like I literally don't, so I can't speak for that. I just say like, you know, they try. That's a different story. But
you don't give them that power.
I don't, because you know I'm too focused. You know, I want my brand to do good. I want my brand to stay solid. Obviously, we've been solid for all these years. Like I'm not looking around me. I'm focused, and if you want to jump on board, go ahead. But I'm not worried about you.
Right.
Is it just you who creates all the designs for it, or do you have someone else helping you out when it comes
I actually
to
work
that?
with different vendors and designers, so I choose the styles I want to bring in.
It's selective with it. I mean,
that's
what we always said. For a
handpick is
business
really
to
the best
thrive,
way.
you got to be selective.
Yeah.
With, you know, you put your style into it.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I mean?
another thing I do. I'm the personal shopper for the store.
Oh, okay. So
you
go
payroll, everything.
Everything, she does it all.
How do you have time for anything else? You know, for any other thing?
I don't. That's why I just work all the time. People ask me like, "Oh my God, you're always at the store." You know, I mean, I have time. You know, I make time for what I want to have time. But no, my
you
job,
have to make. You don't have it. You have.
I have to make it. Yes, like if you're a priority, I'll make time. You know, but no, I mean, you find balance. You find balance in personal life and business.
So I actually have a question. So you were talking about people copying emojis and stuff like that, right? So well, like, that's
I meant the caption.
That is the caption, yes.
They're like, we're not using the stars emoji.
And this goes back to my next kind of like question. So challenges, other than I know COVID and everything, I know, or I kind of saw that you had a different Instagram handle. Can you explain on that?
Oh, he went deep. He was like, I'm gonna ask.
I had to do my research. I was like,
damn, Pedro, you've been doing your homework. I see that. I wish you were that dedicated to sales.
I had to pick one thing this week. I picked that.
Tomorrow he'll be back in the job.
Hopefully.
I did. I actually lost 2 Instagram accounts. So I lost my personal account. My personal account went first, and then my business account went. So basically what happened is a bunch of people reported my account, and it got taken down. I was never able to recover it. I went back and forth with Instagram, like, hey, you know, what's going on? I send them my taxes, my LLC, all that stuff.
Yeah, they won't.
Yeah, like I was not trying to lose it, you know, and they don't care. Honestly, they're like, okay, well, you know, you violated our community guide. And I'm like, what community guidelines?
It's honestly all just automated stuff.
Yes,
it's not
it really
someone
is.
actually paying attention.
Yes,
to it.
and you know, and then I would spend hours just going back and forth, and then they'll be like, okay, yeah, we figured out what's going on. Like, we'll get your account, try to log in, and there I go, and then it just wasn't working. But at the end, I was like, you know what? Again, same thing. You fall, you got to get back up. You know, if I sat there dreading like my account being deleted,
what's gonna happen?
Exactly, but and it goes back to the same thing. Like people always support me. You know, like.
With the shares and stuff?
Yes, when I lost my account, my business, when I lost my person, I didn't really care for it because, you know, it's 6 persons, whatever.
Yeah.
But when I lost my business, we were at almost 50K in literally 9 months.
How many?
That's the money maker right there, too.
In 9 months. Like, it was,
I know how hard it is to get to.
And it was and not only is it hard, like, I invested so much money because, you know, it's, you got to pay for advertisements, you know, or like sending, paying different, paying influencers, sending them your merchandise. So it was just like a whole big loss, you know. But I remember when it happened, I was like, okay, well, we can't sit here and dread on it. Like, we got to think the next move, you know. Right. So right away, we made a new account. We announced what happened, and you know, again, the city showed out, start sharing, hey, everybody. So the followers again came, but the good thing is that the sales never dropped. You know, who's loyal to you will find you regardless.
Like if people they would go to the search bar and you know, I'm pretty sure you made your username pretty much the same. So they put style and right away your.
We also send emails like, hey, we lost our account, but this is our email. Here's a discount.
Oh yeah, because you save their info.
Yeah, they subscribe. Yeah, they subscribe to our website. So you know, you just gotta figure it out. Like it's
for sure.
It's so hard, but you know what?
That's cool that you don't quit.
Don't report people's account, even if you don't like them or their brand.
Just don't look at it.
Just don't look at it. Block it. Again, unfollow, block it. You know, again. We're only gonna thrive more. You do whatever you want. I actually made an Instagram caption that said, "You can throw stones at me and I'll turn them into diamonds." Like, it's fine. We got it. It's fine.
Yeah,
That's really
that's
good.
awesome. Yeah.
Well, props to you for
Yeah.
pushing through on that, because I have worked with companies that have gotten their accounts deleted and it just dropped the sales. And
Yeah.
it's crazy that
it's
Instagram
because
still has
That's
that
one
as
of
an
the things that I
automated
fear the most.
delete.
But again, you know,
Don't
I
fear it.
that-
Don't even say that.
Yeah,
You
I don't
fear
fear. I don't
nothing.
fear it that much because again, like I told you earlier, is I'm sure people would just type in, you know, Phoenix Lit and
They know where we're at.
it'll
They know
pop
where we're
up.
at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where we're at. So and then eventually, you know, you'll get out there more
Yeah.
and stuff. But I mean, it sucks that sometimes you have to go through that.
Yeah,
stuff.
and honestly, it's more like a personal thing for me because, you know, it's like, it's my brand, it's my baby, you know, like, so when things like that happen, like, it hurts me, like,
Do
oh
you
my God.
do you take it more personal if someone were to talk bad about you and your person, or do you take it more personal when they talk about Style&Co?
Style&Co,
Right,
yeah.
that's the same thing I have.
Style&Co, because you know what, like, as a business owner, or I'm sure you guys, you know, because you work so close to him, you know, like, it's your safe spot, you know, you created something out of nothing, you know,
Yeah,
so
like
when
yeah, it's tough. I that's one thing I was like, look, you can think whatever you want of me, you can do whatever the hell you want, say
Yep.
whatever you want of me, but when it comes to my business, I'm gonna defend it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And
Yeah,
you know,
once he
it
defends
goes
too
back to
hard,
the same
I
thing.
gotta tell him to calm down.
Yeah. No, well, it's because in reality, like in a personal sense, people are always gonna, you know, say something bad about you, but it doesn't
There's a
affect
lot
your
of
business,
very
you know.
good supporters, and I think
There
that's
is,
why
yeah.
people like me, like Daniela and stuff, like we keep working very
Yeah.
hard because, like you said, you know, the city showed up and helped you. So there's a lot of people that really do.
The love
bring you back up.
always
Of course.
outweighs the hate, for sure.
Of course,
for
but
sure.
the thing is that a lot of times, and I have fallen into that, is I pay a lot of attention to that. Now I'm like, I don't really care no
Yeah,
more.
don't. Honestly,
Yeah,
don't.
but there was times where I was like with my wife or whatever, I'm just fucking like typing the, you know, I'm like, oh,
But,
fuck this
but
motherfucker.
how much energy of your day went to that?
It's yeah, it sucks. It's not just the moment when you send the text.
You
It's
think
like,
about it.
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're whatever. I was at a concert with her and I was just like with my face like this, and she's like, "Quita esa cara," and I was like, "Fuck this motherfucker."
No, yeah.
What was that? Yeah.
And
Yeah,
honestly,
I remember that.
that's another thing that I don't like to spend. I mean, I'm an overthinker. I'm a huge overthinker. Like,
I
if
feel
you,
like when you're a business owner, you have to,
Yeah,
whenever
that's-
anything is presented to you, you have to say, okay, boom, boom, boom. You have to look at every angle of it, every aspect of it.
I personally think that came after I became a business owner. Like, I was not an over. Before I was chilling. I didn't care. I was
It
living
kinda
life.
built
I
you-
was
it-
super.
it
I was a
built
free
you.
soul. But even now, like, literally, it's so funny because I clown on myself. Like, I'll call my best friend and I'll be like, "Oh my God, I'm having another panic attack," and I should be like, "Okay, relax. Like,
Relax.
it's stop." You know. So that's something. It's like, it's overthinking is the
So
worst.
you've always had, you know, your best friend's support and stuff.
Oh,
so
yeah,
that's
for sure.
good. That's
Yeah,
good.
for sure.
What keeps you going on it all? Like, what's the end, you know, vision, goal, dream to why you started this all and why you're pushing through all these challenges?
Oh my God, that's
Other than
That's
bills,
a- that's
other
a
than
good
bills,
question.
other than having to pay bills.
Other than have well, the
Bills, of
bills, the
course.
payroll. My kids. I have 2 kids. You know, I want to make sure that, you know, they're set. I don't know if you guys seen that meme that says my kids are not gonna make it at the mud. Like, they're gonna have the LOCs. Like, you know,
Right.
I just wanted to make sure my kids are good, have a different life
Set
than I
them
have.
up, right?
Would
Yeah.
you like them to eventually, as they get older, come in and work with you in the business, or is it more so you want them to just do their own thing?
No, for sure. I have a 12-year-old daughter, so I'm like, okay, whenever you turn 15, like, you're gonna come in and work. So I mean, I for sure
That's
would love
awesome,
for
yeah.
her to take over. But I mean, overall, you know, it's when you create something and you're so deep in it, like, you want to make sure your brand succeeds. You want to make sure you're good. So at the end of the day, there's no looking back. You're just going forward. So that's what it is.
How do you find that balance? I don't have no kids yet, but I do have an English bulldog, which takes up a lot of my energy. And she
I'm
don't
sure, I'm
she don't
sure.
Let me sleep. But how do you manage being, you know, I mean, you do fucking account managing, marketing, modeling. You do pretty much picking out the, you know, the items and stuff. How do you manage, you know, doing that, being a mom, being a business owner? Like, that seems like a lot of
It is.
work.
It's a lot, yeah.
It's a job I would quit. I mean,
Honestly, you know, sometimes, like I said, like, you know, I overthink. You know, sometimes there is times where I'm like, oh my God, I'm done. Like, I don't know if I want to keep doing this, you know, but the reward's always bigger than
of
the
course.
trouble,
It's like
you know.
the achievements, you know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
you know, like being able to take my kids wherever I want, you know, like,
That's
oh, hey, let's go
freedom.
to Disneyland tomorrow. Okay, cool. You know, driving a nice car, you know, having my kids like walk into the store and then be like, oh my God, this is my mom's store, you know, just, but how
do
I
you
manage
come
it
from-
all, it's just like you find the balance. You just know, like, sir, I take 2 days off. Everybody's like, oh my God, you take 2 days off. I do. Sunday and Monday, don't bother me. I'm not working those days.
That's my
Like,
family time.
that's my
so
family
that's
time.
good.
That's my me time. Do not bother me. And then, you know, during the week, it's like I take my kids to school. I leave at a certain time. Obviously, I'm not there from open to close either. You know, I do certain things, but you just find balance. You figure it out.
That's good. I'm still trying to find that.
Rafa overworks himself sometimes.
Take 2 days
Actually, all
off.
the
Okay,
time.
so let me write that down. Take 2 days off, or else you're gonna look 50 when you're only.
Oh no, that's not good. We don't want to look 50.
No, that's
You hear
good.
that, guys? We're getting 2 days off now.
No, not you.
Oh,
Already asked for 2 days off.
You can only do that when you're the boss. Sorry.
Fitted City.
He owns his own hat thing, so that's good.
Oh, nice. Shout it out. It's your time to shout it out. That's
Shout out to
No,
Fitted.
he actually, and we're gonna get into that later in another podcast. I'm mad at him because he's actually he stopped putting effort into it.
I did.
So
Why?
we're gonna get into it.
And I'll get into I'll get
We'll
into
talk
it. No,
about
I'll
that
get
one
into
day.
it. Yeah, I'll
We'll
get
talk
into it.
that's for
I'll get
another
into
show.
it.
Yeah,
That's
what
for-
not to
Stay tuned,
Well,
alright?
stay
And
tuned,
go
guys.
follow the page.
what not to do. What not to do.
Well, not today, no.
Nah,
That's
just kidding.
another thing is you have to be consistent, you know, in anything you
Right,
do. That's
consistent.
just like consistency is key. Like people always ask me like, oh my God, like how do you do it all? And it's just like consistency.
Do you consider yourself in this fashion and stuff in the Valley? Do you consider yourself to be Style&Co? I mean, do you consider it to be one of like the top companies here locally? You know, and like you said in the Valley and stuff. Top selling.
Most definitely,
You
for
think-
sure. If you see the logo, you know it's Style&Co. If you see a
Right.
dress, you know it's Style&Co for sure.
I know for sure. I see a lot of bags on my house. So
Yes.
when
You see the packages I'm sharing with
I
me,
know you
right?
mentioned earlier you can block people. You know, can you look for my wife? It's rammed up for
She's actually a great customer.
Block-
We're not blocking
That's
her.
why we need her blocked.
We are not blocking her. But that's why she looks good. That's why
That
she
she
looks
always
good.
does. She always does.
Yeah,
So,
no.
thank
Priscilla's
you
a
for
great,
helping
great.
with that. So
Yeah. And then when it comes to the pricing on everything, I did see that it was like you were saying, like $49, $50. Is that on purpose, or is it to keep it affordable, or because
kind of
you know for
open the market
dresses?
for everybody.
That's just my margins, you know. It's
Yeah.
overhead and everything. But you know what? My prices stay pretty consistent. I don't like overprice things or anything like that. They're always around the same.
Yeah.
Did inflation affect it at all with all the?
It for sure did, but it didn't like crazily affect me, like shipping costs, you know, to get my merchandise and
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
But like I said, we buy so much that vendors work with me, you know. So
And there
I
was
don't have
always
an
stuff
issue.
coming in too.
Yeah,
Or there was
I haven't
always,
had
like-
any issues with that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
I've
good.
always had a consistency.
With cars,
that.
there wasn't, and that's why inflation went up so much on cars because there wasn't cars being made. You know what I mean? So that's why
okay, that makes
everything
sense.
like you saw cars blow up like fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
And so you're saying it's interesting because the world is trying to go more towards online. I mean, you even see Amazon now has it to where you can have clothes shipped to you first, try it on, and then decide on whether or not you want to buy it and everything. And so your passion and primarily is you want to keep it more in person. Of course, you have the online route to keep that revenue, but your goal is to keep it in store.
Yes, for sure. Because like Saturday night hits and you want an outfit, you just
Oh,
want to
yeah.
go and get it. And me personally,
You can't wait sometimes for it to.
yeah, like you
get
want to
there.
go get it real quick. And me personally, before I was like, I want to touch it, I want to feel it, I want to know what it looks like, I want to try it on. So I do like that experience of you being able to try it on.
Yeah.
Yes. So I don't plan on just going on e-commerce for
What
sure.
What is it with women that every time they want to go out, it's got to be a new
Oh
outfit?
my God!
Do you
Yes.
girls actually remember like, oh, you just wore that the other time? Like,
Yes, for sure.
Yeah,
Really?
they know
For
exactly
sure.
what they wear and
Yes.
when, and they can't wear it again.
And
They
you know
can't
what?
wear it
I
again.
love the fact that I own a boutique because every time I go, that was the issue before as well. Like I would have to drive like 30, 40 minutes to go to certain places that I like because you need a different outfit for every occasion. Like you gotta look good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Like you guys could just throw some jeans and a different shirt and it's
That's
fine.
it,
Like nobody
yeah.
will care.
We can wear
No.
the same shirt and
No, us, you will get judged, trust me. Like, especially, like, now I'm at the store, people be like, oh my God, she already wore that again. Like, and I'm just like, oh my God, don't judge her.
So is that hard with like girls doing all that stuff? Like, they like you said, they judge and like you think they're always looking. Like
Oh,
they're
for
always
sure,
looking, so
yes.
you gotta stay on top of.
You have to. But my boutique has
That's
weekly
another-
new arrivals.
That sounds like a lot
okay,
of
cool,
work.
cool. So
Okay.
weekly.
Have
Yeah,
you
we
ever
always have
had
new
guys
styles.
walk in to buy stuff for their girls?
All the time, and I love
that's
it.
good.
I love it. Like, they'll literally come in and be like, oh, hey, you know my girlfriend? Like, and they'll pull up their Instagram, like, oh, yeah, I know her. Okay, it's her birthday. Can you get her $500 worth of stuff too? And I'm like, sure. Let me
yeah,
go
let's
get it
go.
real quick.
Cool.
Yeah, all the
Period.
time. Or even online. Just this weekend, actually, it's so funny. I don't want to say his name, obviously, but there's this guy who orders online every week. As soon as I drop something, he places the online order for his wife. And I'm like, that is so cute. He shops for her, and I'm like, wow.
Oh, that's
And I
good.
actually met him
If
this
he wanted
weekend.
to, he would. Ladies, if he wanted to, he would.
He would.
I know you're not seeing this.
Let him go to Style&Co.
He's the editor. He's gonna edit that.
He's gonna
out so his
edit
girl
it.
don't see it.
They're like, you know what? We're not having girls go to that podcast anymore. It's over. Don't just keep it, guys. Just keep it, guys.
No, that's really cool though. It seems like you already figured out the whole system of it, how to keep it trending, how to stay on top of the scoreboard or whatever. So that's really cool that you already figured all that out. Within what 2 years, 2-3
We're
years
hitting
you've
on
been
3
doing it?
years, yeah.
3 years. You're gonna
Yeah.
do a big party.
I should, huh? I always throw parties.
I know you throw parties and stuff.
I
I mean, you brought a
always throw
1942, so I know you.
Julio's gonna be there.
Julio for sure is gonna be there. You know what? I used to do that. That's another thing. You know, everybody does it now. So I like to be different. You know, so I don't know. I may have a new idea coming out. Like last year, we did the toy drive.
Yeah,
the toy drive.
the
I
toy
did
drive,
that
so-
for my anniversary last year.
Style&Co actually reached out. She's the one that reached out to us guys and, kind of put out the idea out there. Hey, you want to collaborate? And we did. So thank you for that.
It was a great
too.
turnout. It was
good.
turnout.
It was good. It was a lot of toys.
It was.
It's also a lot of work, but it's worth it. It is worth it.
It is.
We got a little
was
scare
well.
out there, with the
I heard
the
the
Sicarios
story.
trying to get us, but
Yeah, it was.
we got away. The toys were good. We were good.
The kids were happy. That's all that matters.
¿Cómo se dice? La presión no se nos subió,
Yeah.
but we were good.
Even though with my luck, we're still good.
Oh my goodness. No. Thank God I wasn't there for that.
That's scary. It was a little scary, but it's okay. Nothing happened. We're here, and
We're here in a podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. How does it feel like to when you look back, at your journey, at your story, and all the struggles, and where you're at now? Explain to me that feeling. Does it feel like achieved, like you're winning? How does that feel for you?
It's an inexplainable feeling, honestly. It's more like sometimes I get in my head and I'm like, wow, it's been a rough ride, but I love it. I think, I was meant for this.
And nobody else knows but you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's a roller coaster, but I love it. Honestly, I think back and I'm like, wow, there was a trend going on where he says your younger self would look at yourself and I'm like, I would be proud. I would for sure be proud.
That's
for
good.
sure.
Well, yeah,
That's one
awesome.
thing that I always tell people is look back and just see where you're at now.
Like, soak it all in.
Sometimes it's okay to pat yourself.
Yeah,
on the back
for
for what
sure.
you've done, because it's not easy.
It's not. I'm really hard on myself sometimes, but then I'm like, there's times I'm like, wow, it feels amazing. It really
Yeah.
does.
Easy would have been, say for example, when the whole COVID thing happened, and then you said, okay, I gotta go out, downtown, take pictures, and kind of really just market this whole thing out. Easy would have been not to do
To just
that.
quit, yeah.
Easy would have been like, oh fuck, man, this business, it's not as great as this is happening. I'm just gonna sit back and watch. That sounds easy, you know what I mean?
It
but
really does.
it's not easy to say, okay, what
Wait
can
it
I do?
out, yeah,
What can I
people
do
will be like,
to
"Oh, shit."
not let this die out? What can I do to make this thing pop? And you did. And that's what a lot of people are so easy to say, no, well, she has it easy now. You know what I mean? She
I feel like a lot of people
yeah.
do think I have it easy. They're like, okay, she just doesn't.
I know for a fact a lot of people think I have it easy too. I'm like, nah, it was not easy.
We'll have to hear your story next. One day you'll have to give us your story.
I'm gonna get my story one day. It was really cool. I've been same thing, roller coaster, up and down and stuff.
And I think that's what makes your brand. When there's roller coasters, and you appreciate it that much more. Because if it was so easy, you'd just be like, okay,
Do you feel as you're going anything that comes your way, you can take, you can take care of it. You know what I mean?
For sure.
The store thing, your Instagram accounts and all this and all that. Now you can just you've been through all this bullshit that you can figure it out now. You know what I mean? Like you said, it makes you stronger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
honestly, for sure, I feel like that's just my life. I'm like, anything life can throw at me, I'm gonna handle it. I'll be fine.
do you come from a family of entrepreneurs? How do you say the word?
Entrepreneurs.
Entrepreneurs.
I don't actually.
So you're
I'm
the one
first.
paving the way.
Yes.
That's badass.
And you know
That's
what?
cool.
I'll tell you something. I'll give you a little insider. When I started this, I remember, because it's, when you start, sales aren't great. You're just trying to get out there,
You're
it
working
was
for free,
depressing.
really, to make
You
it-
really are. I didn't see a paycheck. It's so funny because I didn't get on payroll until a whole year and a half in. And I remember telling my employees, I was like, guys, I'm on payroll. And they're like, wait, what? And I'm like, yeah, I'm finally getting paid, but I mean, you know how it goes. But I remember I went through depression actually when I opened the store. It was so hard on me. It was crazy. But I remember I tried to explain it to people, and I'm like, it's literally a dark alley that you're just paving the way. You don't know what's outside of that alley. You don't know what's at the end, but you're hoping for the best. It's a dark alley, and that's what it is. So.
But that's what stands people from a lot of people,
Yeah.
And when you started up, what were you doing anything beforehand, or was
Yeah,
you just
I used to
ground
actually.
up?
Well, I was a stay-at-home mom for about 9 months. I want to say, because my baby, he had just turned a year when I opened the store.
Oh, okay.
So I was a stay-at-home mom, but it just wasn't for me. It just was not I gotta get my brain going. I have to.
You think having your children and stuff, you're like, all right, I gotta, like you said earlier, I gotta set them up. I gotta
Motivation.
figure something out. I gotta do something for them. You know what I mean? Obviously, you have fun. You uno se da sus lujos and stuff,
Yeah.
of course, because you
You get yourself nice stuff.
you earn it. You deserve it. You deserve it. So
Yeah.
that's really
No,
cool.
I was translating for Jaden.
Oh yeah.
That's all. I said and I looked at him.
Do you ever have? I mean, for me, I've had people that like me and you. I think we're similar in the fact that we run our own social media, and like you said, you see everything. I see everything on my end too. Have you ever had people shop that for a fact don't like you,
All the
shop
time.
with you?
All
Have
the
you had that?
time, yes.
I've sold cars to people that I personally know, like, this, dude, you know
You talk shit about me.
You talk shit about
Yes.
me, and now you're here, or your girl, or
Yes.
your mom, whatever, and they kind of just look like,
Yeah,
look.
yeah, definitely. And it's funny because, again, I know I see it, but you know what? I'm gonna treat you all the same. You could say the worst things about me, but at the end of the day, you're still shopping. You're still here spending your money. I'm gonna go pay my bills. Thanks.
Yeah. So pretty much to summarize everything is, a lot of people were thinking, oh no, I'm pretty sure, you know what I mean, like judging and stuff. A lot of people, oh, she probably couldn't pay, she probably couldn't that. To summarize everything is no, it was something that obviously wasn't in your control, and then second of all, it's something that once they offered you another option, you decided it's not the best way to go. You know,
It wasn't the smartest.
sense.
It wasn't the smartest decision for my business.
So I have a question too before we close it out. What tips do you give to people who want to, not just their own boutique, but just any business?
Keep going. Make sure you love what you do. First of all, make sure you love what you do. That's what you want to focus on, and just keep going. Just don't look around. Just focus. Focus.
What do they
Whatever
call it?
you got going on,
Pedro.
focus.
What is it called? They call it tunnel vision.
Tunnel vision,
You know
for
what
sure.
you want, and just tunnel vision.
Yeah.
Everybody that's
Don't
not
quit.
good for it, that's not going to help you get there, just kind of block them
Because
out
they
a
do
little
say, if you want it that bad, you're gonna get it regardless. So
I think I want to lose weight, but I guess I don't.
Then you really don't.
It's hard. I need
You
to sacrifice.
can. You can.
I can't.
You can. Trust me.
Hopefully, I
You
want
just
it.
gotta start waking up earlier, man.
I wake up early, man. Look at me.
what time do you wake
I'll
up?
just
At
play
5?
with you. But
Oh, that's
Yeah, 5.
That's
go to
too-
sleep at
that's
10
too
at night.
late.
Let's go to the gym in the morning, 5 a.m. every morning. I just didn't go for the last 2 weeks, but it's okay.
Thank you, Daniela, Dan. Thank you for being here, Style&Co. I can't wait to see what's coming for you guys. I can't wait to see it. Thank you for the bottle as well.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it really means a lot, and I'm glad that you were able to put out, your actual reasons.
Yeah,
so
we
people
appreciate
can't
your
really
story.
just.
I was so
talk
excited to
about
come.
that,
So thank you for for having me today. I was so excited. I was like, I know that speculations are everything. So I'm
Of
like, you know what?
course.
I'm not going to touch the subject. I'm going to wait till I go in there. Because
That's awesome,
again,
yeah.
you could tell them it's blue and purple, and they're going to say it's blue and yellow.
Oh, yeah, and even after hearing your story, they're still gonna have their.
Don't be
their
surprised
story.
if it's still coming.
I don't care, but
They're
here
gonna be like, nah,
it
she's
is.
lying.
Yes.
Here's your voice of
So
what
pretty
happened.
much, guys.
They're
to
going to say,
summarize
oh my
everything-
gosh, she just went there and said a whole bunch of
To
lies.
summarize everything, you seem and sound like a very smart person, and you know what's going to get your business to where you need it to be, and
you.
that's really good. And congratulations on what you have accomplished. I know it's not easy, and you deserve everything that you're getting. So,
Well, don't forget to subscribe, guys. Please, it really helps us out. Make sure to drop a comment on what you guys want to see next. Who
Drop
you
a
want to
like.
bring in? You guys brought her in. We questioned her. You heard all her stories.
and I know you guys had the answers to a lot of your speculations and questions, so that's what we're here for. That was fun. Honestly, we really enjoyed having you. Thank you once again. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for having me, guys.
After Hours out.